Hey kitties, what up? Welcome to Primal Scream. This is your host, Nick Graystone. For the next hour, we're going to talk about fantasy, reality, and everything in between. Let's go.
What up, kitties? How you doing? It is the same bat channel, but a different bat time. That's right. Primal Scream is on Tuesday in Papa's spot. Old Steve Beery tonight. Well, I can't even say old. That doesn't sound right. The great Steve Beery is being inducted into the, what is it? The Hall of Fame?
Okay.
Some kind of Hall of Fame going on? Like a music Hall of Fame for his venue?
The Legends of Long Island Music Awards.
The Legend of Long Island Music Awards. He actually asked me if I wanted to join him tonight, being inducted into that, and I was like, "No, Papa, I'm taking your slot because somebody couldn't play with me on Thursday." So, congratulations, Papa. I would have been there, but the boys got work to do tonight. We're gonna have a great show. I got a special guest on. We will get to that special guest in a second. Since the rules are out the window and we are on a Tuesday night, I wanted to start the show off with a world premiere video of Demon Scar's new single, Chemicals. We shot this at Schmidt's Farm. Dennis Carter Jr. is playing the mad scientist. We got some of the kiddies that their parents work at the farm. We didn't even ask their parents because they weren't around, but they said that they would be okay with it. They have them run through the haunts, so how come they can't hang out with a rock band for a couple hours? We're not so bad. And we have Lou Bilal as the Golem and Demon Scar playing Demon Scar. This is Chemicals. Check it out.
System's made for greed. It profits from me.
my legacy.
All right, that was Chemicals. Shout out to Coffee Edge Media, aka the Jesus. She shot that. She did a really great job, and we did that at Schmidt's Farm over in Melville. That was it was a lot of fun doing that, and yeah, hope you guys dug it. So. My weekly recap is going to be really quick because usually it's a weekly thing, but this is so quick. I went from Thursday to Tuesday, so a lot happened in that short span of time. But I had a great show on Sunday, opening up for R.A. the Rugged and Diabolic, and there was a bunch of great opening acts, including yours truly, but. I got to meet R.A. and DJ Lala. That's DJ Lala right now. I'm actually sporting her hat. I don't know. I think it looks kind of good. It's like a different kind of bucket style hat that I thought that I'd like to start rocking. So what do you think, Tony?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Tony is a man of few words tonight. I'll ask my special guest, too, in a little bit what she thinks of it. But, it's an acquired taste. Well, anyway, there's Diabolic right there. Great show, great turnout. It was at Amityville Music Hall. If you haven't checked out a show there, go check it out. New sound system, new stage. Very awesome venue. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes through there. So that was on Sunday. On Friday, taking a little step back, they had the Tyson fight. Not really going to talk too much about that. What I do want to talk about is that undercard with Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Amanda Serrano got fucked. I feel like they totally robbed that girl of a victory. Not only did she kick the shit out of Katie Taylor, I feel, the picture doesn't show it, but the picture of Amanda Serrano right here, this is like nothing compared to what happened to her eye, which was a headbutt when it really happened to her from Katie Taylor, and they also took a point off of it. But this girl had the guts to go another 3 rounds after she had this gaping wound on her eye, and still, did not back down. She did not want to quit, and for that alone, I feel like she should have won. And it was a unanimous decision. They gave it to Katie Taylor. So right now, Katie Taylor has beat her twice. I can't wait to see a third fight. And for me, I feel like it was worth the price of admission for watching it, even though, it's Netflix and everyone was saying, what a waste of time with Tyson or whatever. I don't know what you guys are expecting. I mean, the guy was pushing 60 years old. For a 60-year-old to go out and do what he did, even though it wasn't a lot, it's more than most 40-year-olds that I know. He gave it his all, and whatever. One day we'll get to see someone knock out Jake Paul, and give him his knockout and knock out all his teeth and whatever, maybe break his jaw. But maybe not that night. So I have one more thing. There is going to be an induction into my personal favorite Hall of Fame, and that is the Fuck You Hall of Fame. Tonight, I want to induct not Ralph Macchio, but I want to induct Daniel LaRusso. So Cobra Kai came back, and first of all, I feel like it's like The Walking Dead at this point. They are definitely beating a dead horse. 2 years way past its 2 seasons past when it should have ended. But I don't want to give any spoilers out. But Mr. Miyagi back in the day did some questionable shit. So now Danielson is questioning everything that the man taught him. And you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. Like, Mr. Miyagi not only taught you how to defend yourself, he gave you the courage to become a man and all these life values and life lessons. And now, 40 years later, and a legacy, and now you're questioning him? Dude, you are inducted into the Fuck You Hall of Fame. So, but it's not a closed door. I don't know. Maybe Daniel LaRusso by the end of Cobra Kai will unfuck himself and get out of the annals or the annals of this prestigious hall. But I just got to say, Ralph Macchio, I faked every orgasm. With that being said, I am going to bring on my special guest for this evening, if she hasn't left yet. But we do have a very special guest tonight. She is an author and she is a screenwriter. Gina Falk, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good.
You never invite a vampire in.
I know. I'm kind of nervous about that, but I feel like, I don't know, if I'm nice, I feel like it'll work out to my benefit, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
We have
Pretty
to,
sharp.
right? So, we actually have a mutual friend that actually put you onto the radar for this show, Julia from Mr. Beery's.
Yes.
And she speaks very highly of you. And
I love her. She's great.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got some great personality, and she does a lot for that club and everything. And I'm glad that she linked us up. So thank you for coming down tonight.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So you do have some books and stuff that you brought down.
I do have some items here. I could show you the books. So this is Second Chances.
Okay.
This is a screenplay written about a very wonderful place, Manhattan. And it's about a man that kind of loses his way. Wakes up, he's in a factory, he doesn't know where he is, and he travels back to try and get to his wife. And during that time, he realizes some of the mistakes he made. And he feels that he's dead. I mean, the whole premise of this is to feel like it's a reincarnation. But in the end, when he finally gets back there, he realizes something. And in order to know that, you got to read the screenplay.
Right.
But it is a very good read. It's actually won a couple of awards.
Okay.
And
is it kind of like a don't know what you got till it's gone kind of?
Kind of like that, yeah, almost. But I definitely think that this is something that people can gravitate to as far as the actual love story of it, and what he has to do during that time. He feels he's dead. So in the whole premise of it, he turns into different inanimate objects to make his way back.
Oh.
And each time he tries, like if he's a rat during the time when he's in this, the water and underneath, and he comes up, he becomes something else. And that's the whole premise of it, is that when he finally gets back there, all of a sudden, he realizes, what
maybe
had
life
happened
wasn't so bad.
Wasn't so bad, So that's that.
I like
book.
that.
That's that book, definitely.
point.
And it's a book basically about Manhattan. So you hear some of the familiar sights of Manhattan, the streets, all of that stuff.
We were just speaking about Manhattan too before we went live. We were talking about the Warriors and stuff, and how so it's kind of like that old school Manhattan.
It's old school Manhattan written.
Oh, yeah.
So you get to hear about that, and Warriors. While we're speaking about that was a fantastic movie, as we spoke about.
Yes.
So if you've never seen it, definitely watch it.
Yeah, that's like one of those. Me and Gina were just discussing this. The Warriors is that's like that type of movie that encapsulates like that time frame that we'll never see again.
No, never.
And that's the great thing about cinema, because like it captures something that you could go back to and be like, wow, remember this. I love seeing the greatest city in the world, like back in the day, what it looked like versus like what it is now. It's totally different.
It's totally different, but Coney still looks the same.
It does. It does. It's a little bit more cleaned up and a little bit more family friendly, I feel.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because they like added like a bunch of like Astroland is in there, and like they added some other kiddie stuff, and they have that cool amphitheater. I saw Anthrax there.
They
a couple
played
years
there?
ago. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's great.
Oh, it was sick. And you know what they did before they came out? They played the part in the Warriors with Luther with the bottles. Mm-hmm. So the place was going nuts because we're there and we're in Coney Island, and it's like they're kind of like giving a shout out to that movie and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
so
I think the Warriors actually did like a reunion there recently.
They did. They did. They I forget what year it was. Maybe like 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was probably when did the Warriors come out? Like 70?
Oh wow!
9?
Yeah, I was going to say 79. I thought so.
All right. So maybe they had like a 30 or 40th reunion.
I don't know. We'll have to look that one up.
Absolutely. So 79. So his second chances now. You said it's a screenplay. Is it going to? You think it's going to see like
the light of day?
Light of day for
if you can see here, it's actually written just like a screenplay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So when I entered this film festival, all they did was just go, okay, we're going to take your screenplay because we loved it, stick it in a book cover. Now Harry Potter started out the same way.
All right.
So her thing went into something sort of similar. This is a very inexpensive book. It's $2.99 for the e-copy, and then it's $9.99 for this copy. So it's
people can find that on like Amazon and stuff.
Yeah, that's where it is. Amazon and Goodreads. This is
cool.
So that's definitely something that a lot of people are just telling me that they absolutely love it.
Let's see if I can get that in there. Hey, look, Tony, I'm doing your job. Look at that. It's all right. You can take the night off over there because you fucked me on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Now I'm over here. All right. And you said you brought another book.
Yes, I brought this book. Now, do you like vampires?
Yeah.
All right. Do you like hot and spicy biting and, all of that stuff that goes along with it?
Of course.
Okay. So that's this.
Okay.
This book is absolutely incredible. It's a 19th century based format. So when the Newswire came out from the book company and went out to the wire, it said, if you like Dracula, you're going to love this. So it's been compared to that kind of concept. It's about a princess who loses her family, their kingdom and everything. And she begins working because there's nothing else she could do, right? And she knew one of the princes that was there, but then this other prince shows up, and he's the vampire. And he takes her, I want to take you back to the castle for an evening, blah, 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 never lets her go. Wipes her memory clean, and it's not until he perishes when then she can rekindle what she really wanted with the other prince. And that's when they go, searching for the treasure that's in the tombs that he left. And they find, one of their closest friends is actually the villain in the whole thing, trying to destroy what they have. It's an incredible story that, honestly, I just totally think that people would love it. Everybody that's read it so far can't stop saying, where's the next one? So it's something that I think people would,
can relate to
as far as a vampire story.
Well, like you said, some of the subject matter is definitely relatable. Like you said, like the close friend that kind of betrayed them.
Mm-hmm.
Happens every day.
Happens all the time.
Absolutely.
It's got fantasy in it, so there are witches, gypsies. There's a dragon on the back here. You'll see the dragon. That dragon was drawn by my daughter. She's an artist.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so she's drawing all the backs up. They're already done. She did all 4 of them so far. But
that's cool.
Yeah, this is definitely
Put that up here.
Definitely a fast read book. Because when I was editing it, you can actually skim through a lot of pages very fast, because the story just grips you and you can feel, the story. I've never read something where you can actually feel like what the person's actually experiencing.
So it's like once you open it, you can't put it down.
Can't put it down.
That's the type of book, that's usually what lures them in.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about making that into a screenplay or?
It's funny that you asked that. There is a producer out in California that said for $5,000 she could take this book, change it into a screenplay, and she wants to film it in Dracula's castle in Transylvania.
Whoa.
Yeah, which would be like so cool.
That's full circle, right?
It would be so cool. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be really awesome.
Now it would just be $5,000 for her to do that,
just to rewrite it.
But you're not going to sell the rights to it or anything.
No,
hold
no,
on to it.
no.
Hold on.
I got to hold on to that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
If you believe in it, so like
Mm-hmm.
the way that you're plugging it right now,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Now during COVID is when I started writing this. So we shot Vampire. I think it was March of 2020, and then my photographer was like, take one of the images, write a poem and put it on a form. So I did. If you go into the book, there's like several poems with an image, throughout the entire book. So it took off. People loved it, So he's like, all right, let's do a Facebook page for it. So we have the princess pages. And then let's start writing a story. Okay, so then we started the story. And when I started writing, I got through book 1. I started writing book 2, book 3, book 4. I have 4 of them already pre-written.
That's awesome.
So that all they have to be now is edited and put out. So it's just there, It's awesome.
Yeah. So now fans of yours, can they expect to see book 2 soon or?
You need money to get that. So we're just trying to plug some money up, So the sale of the books is what's going to be saved to try and do the next book in the series.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's nice is a lot of the people that have bought the book, they're like, oh, you got to read a book, and they hand it off to their friend. And they're like, you got to read this. It's just super good, So
word of mouth.
If that keeps up, then it will be a hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially now, they have so many like different things. If reading is not your, strong point or whatever, you can read like through a Kindle or whatever. They have the audiobook of it too.
This one doesn't. It has the ebook, the paperback, and the hardcover.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Would
unfortunate.
you ever think about doing that, the audio?
I would love to if I can get the right person to do the voice on it.
You don't have a bad voice. You might be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. We could see, but yeah, it's definitely a long time coming. It took a long time to edit it for sure.
How long?
Geez, I think almost about a year.
Yeah.
Because you have to go through each draft.
Right.
And it's 490 pages.
All right.
So yeah, it's a lot of review.
Yeah, that sounds like a long time. But you know what, too? Like you said, you did it during COVID, so what else are you going to do?
Yeah, had nothing else to do, so might as
The
well
world
just work.
shut down, and you have to find something to pass the time and everything.
Yeah.
So that's good that you put a good use to that. You know? That's
exactly.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now you're asking me about the love of vampires and everything. So where did your love of vampires come from? Like, where did it start?
I have always been a fan of horror. Starting when I was a young kid. I don't know if you remember, 4 o'clock on a Saturday, Chiller Theater, the 4 o'clock movie would come on, a hand would come out of the sand.
Absolutely.
That turned me on so much, you know, and Dracula, 1931. I mean, what can you say about that movie, you know? If this was to be created into a movie, black and white. It has to be black and white, you know, because that concept in a horror movie is just the best.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know? And since I wrote Vampire and I loved Frankenstein just as much as Dracula, I began writing a Frankenstein screenplay to go after The Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a concept there with Dr. Pretorius that I want to embark on.
All right.
Yeah.
That name always made me laugh every time. It's not so much, I guess the name sounds funny, but the introduction to the character, that old woman that's in the thing, she's like, Dr. Pretorius. But yeah, I don't know if you noticed. But
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
The bride and Frank.
Yeah.
The monster.
It's one of my favorites.
Oh, it's classic. I actually prefer The Bride of Frankenstein over Frankenstein.
I do too.
Right?
Yes, it was a much better film.
Oh,
I just think it was a much better film, and the storyline was great. I don't know, it's just great. I loved it.
And the son of Frankenstein's pretty good too.
It's all right.
I like the whole, like, when they were like taking him into the town and stuff, and they like have them all like tied up, and they're like the village is going nuts and everything. Yeah, it's cool. But the whole Bride of Frankenstein from start to finish is so much well done. You know. Yeah, some of my favorites. I love Near Dark. That's like a new modern, not newer, but like in the last like 30 years. That's a classic. I love the True Blood series. I like watching that on HBO.
Yeah, I never saw those.
No?
But how about Night Fright? Do you like Night Fright?
Night Fright.
Is it Fright Night?
Oh, Fright Night.
Fright Night, yeah. I had it backwards.
With Chris Sarandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I met William Ragsdale and Catherine Mary Stewart at one of the Comic-Cons, and he was like, look, she's got the fangs in, you know.
But he doesn't age, that guy. He
looks
the
looks
same,
fantastic.
Right?
Oh, my God.
They just had actually a reunion at New Jersey Horror Con for Fright Night. I think it's the 40th anniversary of it or whatever. And they had Chris Sarandon there. Chris Sarandon's sidekick in the movie, I forget his name, but he's like the guy that he lives with. And William Ragsdale, the one that Amanda Bierce, who played Marcy in Married with Children.
Oh, yeah.
And then Evil Ed, Stephen Jeffries.
Yeah.
Who's totally a character. Like, that's one of my kids' favorites. Zozo loves Fright Night. That's like one of her first like horror movies that we showed her like back in the day. And I don't know. I just think the special effects are cool in it and stuff, and the story and everything. I love the whole vampire mythology though too, like centuries and stuff. Like it goes back, it has a backstory, and
well, they believe that they're real. You know, I've read a lot. You know, when doing the research for the book, I had to do a lot of research about Romania and the vampire thing, and you learn a lot about the history of, you know, vampires.
Yeah.
You know, they truly believe that they exist. You know, and a million times I got asked if I'm a real one, so.
Did you ever visit these places?
I've never gone there. I would love to.
Yeah.
Definitely go visit the castle and see how it is, and definitely take some pictures there.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool.
My friend that was just on tour, like he's playing drums with the Cro-Mags right now. Opus. He took some pictures at the castle over the summer. I was so jealous. I'm like, it's
I would
so
love.
cool.
it's still a beautiful castle, no matter what.
Yeah,
So.
even if it has its like macabre to it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I can hang.
Yeah, me too. I would hang there. I would have a good time.
Hang upside down, morph into a bat. You never know.
You never know.
So, you're talking about your favorite horror movies. Like, growing up, what was the one movie that you felt like changed everything? Like, I guess you're like the one that you picked. Like, you pick that like scared you the most, or
Halloween scared me the most.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it's just one of my favorite movies too, because of the horror of it, you know? And it's on my favorite holiday. So,
Halloween.
But, and if you're talking more current, I mean, I think that Lost Boys was definitely another movie that I absolutely thought was incredible.
Yeah.
And when I did the Sonic Cinema over at the Nassau Community College, we talked about that movie. And we talked about, that it was supposed to be directed by a different director, and he had to bail on it because of different obligations. And then a different director came in, and I think it was because of that director that made that film that much better.
Absolutely, Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, totally.
And the
Totally
music too.
made it.
The music drives it.
The soundtrack is incredible.
I met Gerard McCann that does the Cry Little Sister.
Yes.
So like that whole song, he watched a screener of it, and they asked him to write something about it, and he wrote a song about like alienation that like someone would feel becoming like a vampire and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And he nailed it.
Totally.
And I love the theme of it. Like throughout the whole movie, there's little like snippets of that song that you can hear like in the background or whatever and stuff.
I think that's what makes the movie, just the soundtrack along with the characters and the actors that they chose for it were just perfect. Kiefer. So, yeah, definitely.
They were, he's great. But you're saying about also with the soundtrack and getting back to Halloween, when John Carpenter originally was shopping for that movie, he didn't have the score in it. So no one wanted it. Mm-hmm. But once he added that song of the music to it, it drives the movie. You need that.
Yeah.
Because it brings that element of suspense.
As soon as it comes on, that music, you get the chill.
Right?
You get that scared chill. And then there he is, and it's just an incredible film.
It is. I mean, the sequels, they
were okay.
They were
but
okay.
The first one was the best.
Yeah. And it was on a budget that was like, back in the day, wasn't a lot of money. And everyone just pitched in. Like, I think they had 1 or 2 bags of leaves. And they had to, like, put them in certain areas. And then they would rake them up and bring them to the next, like, set. Like, to the next scene or whatever. That's cool to me.
Yeah.
They had to basically make, like, a suburban town in California look like Illinois or so, you know? So that's the magic of movies.
Yes, it is.
So do you have like a website where people can like look at your stuff and like...
It's glfcreations.com.
Yeah.
That's the website.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it has all the links and everything where you can find your books?
The books will be up there. They're not linked to any site. If you go to Amazon, both of the books are on Amazon.
Okay.
Just by plugging my name in.
All right.
Yep.
And you brought some other little gadget, some cool stuff we could talk about too.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You're definitely going to want to talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So beforehand, I was talking to Gina and asking her about like music that she was into and stuff, and she brought some cool little trinkets in from one of the greatest rock bands of all time. Mm-hmm. And it would be Led Zeppelin. She met Jason Bonham.
Yeah, Jason Bonham. So I don't remember what year this was, but he had a concert at Jones Beach Theater, and we got the experience pass, and we got to go backstage, and he signed pretty much everything in the universe. So he signed my pass that day. He signed my T-shirt, which I'm not wearing. I got drumsticks, and I got the album, which is so awesome. This album is great.
Yeah, that's the live one, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's you know what, I saw footage of that and stuff. I own it, and
Can we hold that up for you? We didn't pick it up, so just go ahead, keep going. I'm just going to put it up.
I feel like they should have just did, I'm not going to say like a world tour, but I feel like just the main markets. I think they would have cleaned up so much, like, and played like all these, maybe 10 shows or so. I wish they would have did like a small mini tour.
I wish they would have, because I would have gone.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, he is just as good as his father was as far as drums. I mean, he's just intense when he gets behind that drum kit. And I was wearing the T-shirt that has the symbols from his father. And he saw the T-shirt and he signed it right over here. And then he says, you know what, I'm going to wear that shirt for the show. And he went backstage and he literally pulled out that shirt and wore it for the show, which was so cool.
Yeah.
But just meeting him, he was one of the most down-to-earth people I think I've ever encountered. You know, being who he is and who his father was.
Yeah,
and,
it's rock royalty right there.
Yeah, so it was definitely an honor to meet him.
I think that they never did it just because of the fact that, like, John Paul Jones didn't want to do it from the beginning. I think once they did that one reunion that one time, and that was it. And then, Robert Plant just wants to do his own thing with
Alison Krauss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about that is he sings Zeppelin songs. So
I know
like,
he does.
Why don't you do it with the band?
I know.
Yeah.
And even Jimmy goes out and he does it with other bands and stuff. He plays like his, some Zeppelin tunes and everything. He did it with the Black Crowes.
Mm.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I always wish I could have seen just one set of them just ripping
Together.
through those classics.
Oh man, it would have been so epic.
I know.
But have you seen The Experience though? Like,
I saw them open up for Heart at Jones Beach, and I think they opened up with Levee Breaks or whatever.
Yeah.
And holy shit! Like, it just the way that he hits those drums.
I know.
Like, you feel it. You never thought that like a drummer could be like the lead of a band, but he is. He puts himself in the forefront or whatever. Did you ever see that show, Tony?
I have.
Yeah?
I have seen the Led Zeppelin Experience at Westbury Music Fair. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's a great venue.
I've seen him at
stuff.
3 places. They've done Paramount too, which I think they're doing again.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, Westbury Music Fair. That's a great venue to see bands. They're like right on top of you. Right
There's not
there.
a bad seat in that
No.
place.
No, it's
Yeah, I
perfect.
saw. It's not a band, but I saw George Carlin there, and I was sitting probably like second or third row.
Nice.
And basically, he's standing like where this camera is, and he's like looking at me, and I'm like, "Holy fuck!" It's George Carlin like looking at me, and like, oh, it was so close, and like, it's just like you get caught up in it and everything because you're like so.
That's how it was
there.
for me at Paramount when I met Pat Benatar.
Oh yeah,
Because I was front row right there, standing there, and she just sang the whole song to me. I was like, "Oh my god!"
She would kneel.
Yes, Jarla, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, she still got it. She could still.
Yeah, Neil actually like threw a pick at my daughter, so she's got the pick with his name on it.
Paramount's a great venue. They actually just went now for Ticketmaster, so I feel like they're going to get a lot more national acts in there. You know,
Are they going to expand it or?
they're not going to expand it, but I think they're going to get more national acts that are rolling through there. Like I see now, Zach Wild's going to be there playing Zach Sabbath, and I don't know if you guys are
I would love
Sabbath
that.
fans.
Oh, I was just listening to Sabbath when I came here.
All right, so he does. When I saw him, he did like the first like 4 albums. He opened up with Snowblind, and he has a sick voice. He's a sick guitarist, and it's a 3-piece. But man, I'm like, they played like the songs that you feel Sabbath should play.
Yes.
Like when they would do their sets and stuff, and that's going to be in January.
Did you ever hear him do that Bill Withers song? What the hell is the name of it? Ain't No Sunshine when...
No.
You never heard him do
No.
that? Oh, you got to check that
Yeah,
out. Yeah. You got to check
He
that out.
sings it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no,
I think it may have been the drummer from... I think it's... No, it's not Anthrax. It's... I
Dave
got to look it
Grohl?
up. No, it's not him. I got to look it up. But it's an incredible version of it. You have to hear it.
All right.
So
Cool.
badass, yeah.
Yeah, no, Zach, he's a very talented guy. I mean, he's out doing Pantera now, too. I was a little nervous about seeing that because, like, I love Pantera, but I feel like he wasn't out there trying to overplay and take someone's part. He was just emulating what what Dimebag did back in the day. And, they had Charlie from Anthrax filling in for Vinny. And it was cool to hear those songs getting played again. Black Label Society, Ain't No Sunshine. That's it. Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Singing it though. I don't see. Doesn't say.
Doesn't
It's
say.
the drummer from... I think it's
Is it Anthrax?
Yeah.
It's probably Charlie then. Charlie Benante?
No. No, it's not Anthrax then. It's got to be... It's two brothers. It was two brothers. One was dead and then he died.
Oh, that's whatchamacall. What's his name?
Yeah.
Dimebag?
Dimebag and Vinnie Paul.
Yeah, Vinnie Paul was singing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, now I definitely got to
You
check it out.
have to check it out. It's such a great version.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, I like Black Label Society. Like they're awesome. Anything really that Zach touches, I feel
It's
like
gold.
Yeah, it is.
He's just incredible.
He made Ozzy, those albums that he was on Ozzy, like those are great. I mean, Ozzy had always phenomenal players. Like when he went solo, he had Randy.
Randy was...
Untouchable. And then, he had Jakey Lee, which was really good. But then I felt like once he got Zach, that was his man, Like those are some great albums that Zach played on.
Yeah, definitely.
We were also talking about, Tony, you said you saw... whatchamacallit, Sammy this year.
I did. Sammy Hagar,
right?
yeah. I saw Sammy. He had Jason Bonham on drums. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. It was a Van Halen tribute show that they've been doing.
And Michael Anthony on bass?
Michael Anthony on bass, Joe Satch on guitar, Long Island's own.
Oh, man.
And, yeah, just incredible. I'm a big Sammy fan and a Van Hagar fan, so I loved it. I love that stuff. Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, I saw that tour. That was an awesome tour when they did the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's I've always been a Van Hagar. I prefer Van Hagar over Diamond Dave. My friends give me shit for it, but I don't know. I just love those tunes. They sound like a different band. A lot of great melodies.
It's like a different genre of rock that they played. It wasn't as soft as some of that other stuff may have been. It was a little bit harder, I think.
Yeah, sure, definitely. And like, I don't know, like when they got rid of, I'm not trying to put down Wolfgang, but man, Michael Anthony was just played the right. He wasn't an overplayer. He played the right notes. His harmonies, like he was
really
such a backbone for that band. Yeah. And it's great just to see him out there playing again because he always looked like he was always having fun, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You never saw him not. Always had a smile. He was always like just a cool party band. Like I felt like
Michael Anthony. You ever listen to Chickenfoot?
Yeah, it's great
because I think that's why they were so good because Michael Anthony I think was a little more forefront, with his vocals and even his bass playing. He was limited because Eddie wouldn't let him do a lot of things. And you listen to his bass playing on Chickenfoot, it's a completely different animal. He's very underrated, that man. But Wolfgang, meanwhile, the Van Halen never would have gotten back together if it wasn't for Wolfgang.
Yeah, it's true.
And his albums are great, man.
You really can't discredit Wolfgang, man. I mean, he kept
what a talent.
Yeah, he is. He had a guitar in his hand probably by the time he could crawl, and it shows.
Yeah,
because he could stand up there with anyone.
Yep. I saw him too. He puts on a good show too. Good stuff.
This summer I went to go see Metallica, and you asked me if I went in early, and I didn't. I was in the parking lot, Man, if I stopped drinking about a year before, man, I would have been there to see it. Don't worry, Wolfie, I will see you. I did see him though. That last tour he did with Van Halen, with Diamond Dave at the helm. But I miss Sammy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, David just can't. Not that he was ever a great singer, but definitely not now. The man just can't do it. Oh, it's
a
tough.
shelf life for him.
It's tough to even listen to sometimes.
Yeah.
The last album I thought was good, but live, yeah, it's.
I think that they just put it back up on streaming too. Like,
Oh, did they?
yeah, they had it down for
It's
such
gone
a
for a
long
long time. Yeah, David.
Yeah.
It was David. They supposedly wouldn't allow it.
What the hell is it called? Different Kind of Truth? or
That's the
something?
one.
Yeah, I like that album. I
I
thought
like
that
it.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a Van Hagar guy, but I thought that was a pretty solid album. But I also like the last song that they did with Sammy Hagar, Humans Being.
Oh, what
man.
a
That
great
was
tune,
awesome.
man.
I wanted to see where they were going with that because that was like a heavy, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Now, Van Sharon, I don't know about. Like, I kind of walked out of that. That's one of those shows. I actually left on my own recognizances.
Really?
Yeah.
The album was kind of so, but I thought the tour was fantastic.
Really? You went to it? You liked it?
I saw it twice.
Really?
And Creed opened up both shows, and I thought they were terrible. I'm not.
Are you sure Creed didn't lure you in?
No, no. It takes a lot more than Creed to lure me in. Sharon was doing both eras, and he sounded good. He should have gotten a second chance on a chance to do a second album with them.
With arms wide open.
Stop it now! I'm gonna throw you out.
Oh man, I went through a summer of Creed with
What's the matter
going
with you?
to I was going to like those shows at the beach and like you couldn't escape them. They were on every shit. Like they were at the Dysfunctional Family Picnic, and then I saw them on Ozfest, I think, where they got booed. I think even Sharon Osbourne cut their set at like one of their things. Was it him or somebody or Limp Bizkit? Somebody, I don't remember.
Speaking about the beach, man, do you remember the days and back in the day when you had like all the balls and the place was going wild? It was a totally different scene. I ended up meeting Simon Le Bon backstage.
From Duran?
Duran, yeah. It was wild how we got in because my friend and her boss had the passes and they squeezed me between them and they said, "She's with us, don't worry," right? And we get backstage. Simon had jumped off the stage in the beginning of the show, and he got clawed to death on his chest from the women because they were just grabbing at him. Wow. So I get backstage, and I see him, and he goes over to the cooler, and he gets himself a beer, and he pops the beer open, and he goes, "I needed that." And he goes, "Look what they did to me." I go, "Well, what the hell did you expect?" It was so fun. I took a picture of him when he chugged his beer.
Was this like the 90s?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah. He was a sex symbol back then. Like, the women fucking loved him.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. I think they still do.
I still do. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
1989, I saw, you're going to laugh, I saw the Monkees at Westbury Music Fair. And, it's in the round. Davy Jones running backwards, he fell right off the stage. I laughed for hours.
Really?
Laughed for hours.
Did he hurt himself?
He did say something about his back, yeah. But he just rolled and tumbled right off. It was
like a little monkey?
Little chimpy. Oh, I laughed. I was the whole audience, and then you just hear one jerk laughing. That was me. So funny.
My earliest memory from Westbury Music Fair, my mom took me to go see Tom Jones. And I cried. I had to make her, because I wanted to leave early. I mean, probably if I was a little bit more of age, maybe if I was like 12 or 13 and all these horny women were around me, like throwing like their shit up on stage, like I wanted to get out of there in the worst way. But yeah, man, like I remember I was there, probably I was like 6 or 7 and she had to leave early. I don't think she ever forgave me for that. I try to make up for it. Like I seen another show with my mom once, Neil Diamond at the Coliseum. That was one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. I'm a big Neil Diamond fan. I wouldn't look like it, but
Yeah.
I'm shocked right now.
Really? Dude, the jazz singer, dude. That's such a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, man, I love it. Like, that's a great soundtrack.
You should serenade your mom Tom Jones songs. That's what you should make it up to her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's not doing good health-wise right now. That might kill her.
Or it might bring her back.
It might bring her back.
It might be. Yeah, it's a 50-50 shot.
It's not unusual. Go ahead.
I guess it's worth a shot, right?
So do you like any newer bands?
Now?
Yeah.
I'm really into Jelly Roll right now.
Jelly Roll's awesome.
Right? I
Yes.
love his story.
Yes.
Like I just can't get enough of him right now. Like, I love his whole redemption story right now. I follow his Instagram stories each time. I just went to go see him at Madison Square Garden. I took my daughter, and he has this song called "She," and it deals with addiction, and it's about his mom. So it's really a sentimental tune, and he's like, this is really dedicated to anybody that lost somebody or knows somebody that's going through this. And people know my story. I'm very transparent about it. I'm coming up on 10 years of being opioid and narcotic free. So that always hits me when they start talking about that stuff. So he starts playing this tune, and I literally fucking start tearing up, and I'm like crying during the set. Now my kid's an old soul, and she like looks over and she sees that I'm like tearing up. She stands up and she comes up to me, and she fucking wipes the tear from my eye and said, like, you know, Daddy, it's all good. She held my hand, and it was just like one of those great moments that I got to share with her, and I'm happy that I was able to do that. And it's, you know, I like his message. I think it's positive. You know, this guy went to prison and stuff, and I feel like now he's just trying to make it you know, just be a better person.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Well, I got to see Imagine Dragons over the summer.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
I really was. You know, and he's got a similar story of, you know, he told a lot of stuff about his past and how he was afraid to perform and, you know, things that he experienced. And just to listen to him and then hear that voice that comes out, he blew me away.
Yeah.
He honestly did. He just very talented man.
I got to look into them. I never really listened to them before.
Yeah, you got to check them out. If you're into Jelly Roll, I think that this also has a storyline that will flow for you.
I also like Post Malone. Like Post Malone, he has like a story that he talks about, like with his past. I love that personal stuff, you know.
Yeah,
like,
when they get down into their personal life and tell you all that stuff. Yeah.
they just announced actually a tour they're doing together, Jelly Roll and Post Malone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're going to be at Citi Field in June.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think I'm going to go check that out.
That's a good place for a show.
Yeah, I was just there this summer. I saw Blink-182 and Green Day another night. And, yeah, it was good. I still haven't seen a baseball game there. I only seen shows there.
Yeah, I was there because my kids love ATEEZ, the Korean band.
Oh, okay.
So we went to see
They're
that.
huge, right?
Holy crap, are they huge?
Yeah.
I mean, just
I never
and
even
honestly,
heard
I
of
like them.
Yeah.
You know, I actually get into them. It's not bad.
I seen videos of it, and I'm like, where the fuck did they come from?
I know. They
It's
filled that
crazy.
whole stadium. And it rained that night, which was terrible, but they still performed. And they paid the extra money to stay till 12, so that was
Really?
nice. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
Good for them.
yeah.
You know, I like hearing about that. One time I was at a show where it was just a good vibe going. It was a Pearl Jam show. And at the Garden, they're very adamant you got to be done by 11 o'clock. Eddie Vedder came back, and they're like, they're going to fine us $50,000 if we play till 11:30, but I'm going to do it. And they have to do it because they have to make everyone that works in
Yeah, they
the
have
Garden,
to stay.
they have to stay,
Yeah.
and they have to pay them for the hour.
Yeah,
So that's why they come up with that 50,000 or 100 grand. For
yeah,
that.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what he said, what number it was. I think it was 50,000.
Yeah, but I like the fact that they do that, though. Some bands do that. Because I heard the Foo Fighters left. They
did.
Yeah.
They waited. They said that they waited as long as that they could, but they dipped, I think, after like an hour or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was lightning involved too.
Yeah,
if I'm
so
not
was our
mistaken.
show, but they
Yeah?
actually waited, and it did go by, and then they started the show again, which was awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
One time I was at Jones Beach and I was watching Judas Priest. It was Ozfest and it started lightning out. And I don't know, I was under the influence of something or drunk and whatever. I'm upstairs.
Under Rob Halford, that's right.
Yeah. The devil himself. And I was thinking to myself, wow, imagine if I got fucking struck by lightning at a metal show. How fucking cool would that be? I'm like, if it's my time, it's my time. Hell bent for leather. I was like, metal gods, please choose me. Oh, that was great. That was it was an Ozfest. I remember it was like Judas Priest and it was Ozzy and friends. They had I think it was Zach on guitar, and I think Geezer Butler played bass.
Ooh, Geezer.
Yeah, and then I forget who was on drums. Maybe Blasco. But yeah, it was cool. They played. Obviously, they played the hits.
Mm-hmm.
I forget how long ago that was. That was about like 20 years ago. Time flies.
It does.
Right? It doesn't wait for anyone.
It does.
Well, I had a blast tonight. This is awesome. I just want to do some plug-in for next week and stuff. If again, please plug your books and where you can find them. You said Amazon, right?
Yeah. Both of these are. Get them
Yeah,
up.
I'll take one.
Yeah, you take one. I'll take the other. Both of these are on.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Just like that. There's Second Chances, Gina Falk.
Yeah.
This is a screenplay. And I'm going to read the back on here. The hustle and bustle of New York City, the Big Apple. In an old rundown warehouse, Mark realizes something isn't right. He awakens in darkness and ponders as to where he is and why. Mark wants to be reunited with his family, but will learn that this is not as easy as it seems. With the help of his friend Paul, he will have to travel through the streets of New York City to find his way home. Along the way, Mark will learn a valuable lesson, appreciating what you have while it's there. So you can find this on Amazon.
Yep.
And we also have Princess
Dejina. Yep.
of Raznov, Romania. And you can find that on Amazon. And this is, like you said, this is like the sultry,
Yes. It's definitely sultry and
sexy, exotic.
yeah, there's feastings that will definitely turn you on.
You had me at feasting. I love it. Will they have sausage and peppers at this feast? Because now I'm stuck in San Gennaro.
There you go.
You go back to Rob Halford.
Right, exactly. Give me some mustard. All right, kitties. So I just like to thank our sponsor, Mr. Beery's. There's a party every night at Mr. Beery's. Monday nights is Mondioki. Tuesday night is vinyl night. You pick a side, they'll play it for you. Let It Bleed Wednesdays, perfect for vampires.
Yes.
It's the Rolling Stones tribute, so that's always a fun time. Thursday is open mic night, and there's nothing going on here Thursday, so you might as well go there this Thursday. Hosted by Murphy's Music. And Friday, this Friday, 11/22, Bad Mary, The Going Rate, Space Turtles are playing. And on Saturday, 11/23, Wiggum returns. Next week, I have already booked my special guests. It is going to be Belmore up in his house. That's right. I'm going to have the world famous Dave Jamott and Frank Fusco, and they're going to discuss the new album that they just put out called I Love Dave Jamott. And I'm going to try to convince Frank to make a sequel to his awesome documentary that he made back in the day called Belmore the Unseen. If no one's ever seen it, check it out. It's on YouTube. It's kind of like the decline of Western civilization, but it's for Belmore and like the music scene that we used to have. But we'll get to that next Monday. Again, that's going to be the same bat channel, but a different bat time. You don't know where I'm going to pop up. So I could be in your house on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, or when Tony doesn't fucking want me around. So I have some plug-in again also for Demon Scar. December 3rd, our new album. You just saw the video tonight, the world premiere of Chemicals. That is going to be our new albums coming out, the same old show on December 3rd. And just booked, speaking of Beery's, December 20th, we'll be coming home for the holidays at Mr. Beery's with our good friends Steve and the Not Steves and Sharp Violet. And that is going to be an awesome show. Oh, and kiddies, just to let you know, I told you about it last week. I am an ordained minister right now. I'm a reverend. So if you know anyone that wants to get married unconventionally or conventionally, I could do either or, DM me for any inquiries because Reverend Nizza is at your service. I had so much fun. Gina, thank you so much for coming down tonight.
Thank you so much, and I dig the hat.
Thank you. Oh, I forgot to ask. See? Now the woman says that she digs it, so it must look good. Guys, I'm Nick Graystone, and you're not. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Primal Scream. I'm Nick Graystone, a.k.a. The Nizza. Each week, Primal Scream is produced by Tony Walker and executive produced by Demon Scar. Always remember, nobody writes your story but you. Later.